Good evening. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Sunday night. Ready to craft again. How exciting. Love to have you with me, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm just looking through the comments over here. That's why my attention's kind of off to the side. Um, oh, wow, Rose, that's great. First time in nearly 4 months. Good on you. That's so good. Yeah, it's not easy getting back to it when you've had a big break and it's been very stressful for you. So good on you for getting back into that. Yep, small steps, as Nicole says. That's great. I'm sorry if I'm missing some comments. I'm just going through and trying to pick up and see if anyone puts a question mark at the end of their comment. Then I try and make sure I read those in case I've missed any questions. Nice to see you, Jean. Hey, Donna. Lovely to see everyone tonight. I'm sorry I'm not saying hello to everybody individually. Okay, so I hope everyone is well. You've had a lovely weekend. It's Sunday night, 7:30 here on the east coast of Australia. So we are in the Australian Eastern Standard Time, or actually right now it's AEDST, which is daylight saving time, because here in New South Wales, which is the state that I live in, we do have daylight saving. But if you live north of the border, so up in Queensland, they don't have daylight saving. So normally we're on the same time zone. But at this time of year, daylight saving kicks in and we go an hour ahead and they don't. They stay behind. So it's a little weird. Victoria, same as us. Tasmania, same as us. South Australia's half an hour behind. Hey, Judy, nice to see you there. Yes, it is. I do. I was actually pretty warm today. Not crazy bad. It was 30 degrees. And I looked that up for someone this morning in the US, which is 87 Fahrenheit. So I would call that pretty warm, not really hot. When I was growing up, we used to have summers that, were regularly 40-degree days, but we don't seem to have many of those much these days, which I'm not complaining because I'm not sure I'm up to the 40 degree days anymore. All right. So shall we get started? I've got a project tonight that I kind of know where I'm going with it. We're going to use a brand new set that I haven't showed you before, so that's fun. And then I also have, we had a request the other night for white ink. And tonight I've actually remembered to do it, only because I got reminded today. Thank you very much for the reminder. So yeah, very, very happy. Nice to see you, Michaela, all the way from Germany. Nice to have you here. Yeah, exactly. We used to didn't have air conditioning, and 40 degrees was just the thing. And I remember it being normal. Not so much anymore. Now it gets over 30 degrees and the air conditioning is on, and I'm feeling the humidity. So, all right. Oh, Monique, that's cold. Yeah, I heard that Adelaide's having a heat wave right now. Hey there, Bronwyn. I was thinking of you today. Yay, nice to see you. We'll have to catch up. Got stuff to talk to you about. We need to talk. So it's all good. Don't worry. All right. So let me switch over to the desk and let's see what we have. All right, nothing right now. So I thought I would use new products tonight as much as I possibly can, and I am going to show you a white ink technique tonight. There are so many white ink techniques, and I have to tell you that white ink, hey Deb, nice to see you. White ink is one of my absolute favorite mediums. I just think you can do so many things with it. It is a different type of ink. Okay, so this I actually have two ink pads in white. Let me grab my old one. So this is an old ink pad, and you can see the color difference straight away. This is really old. It's even yellowed around the outside. It still has white ink in the middle, still white inside. And then we have this one, the new style that just opens like a compact, and that also has white ink in it. I did get asked the other night, I think about a week ago, although I think it was Cheryl that asked, how much ink do you put in? Because when you buy the white ink pads these days, these ones, they come uninked with a refill. Okay, so you get a refill and you get the empty pad. And the reason why is because here in Australia, we had a huge, I don't think this has happened in other countries, and I think they've put it down to the humidity here, that we had huge problems with the inks leaking in transit. Okay, so the inks would leave the warehouse, everything would be fine. It would get to the customer's destination, and it was all over the place. They come shrink wrapped, but all the white ink would be inside the packaging, and it was a mess. Okay, and I'm sure that some of you have experienced that. Okay, Susan, white ink is a treat. Okay, I love white ink. So many things you can do. To start with, it is a great embossing ink because white ink is what we call craft ink. It says craft here on the pad, and underneath the name it says pigment ink, and you can see it says pigment ink. So these two are the same, they're just different packaging. I actually keep one as a drier ink pad because there are some techniques that work better with a drier ink pad, and then I keep one well inked and wet so that it's ready for like when I need it to be a wetter ink. For example, if I wanted to emboss with it, I want it to be a wetter ink, not a dry ink. So I'm going to give you a few basics with the white ink today, and we'll see how that goes. But I think you'll find that once you get started with white ink, there are so many great things you can do with it. So I actually, this is a little thing that I did back in June last year. I ran a white ink online class. Okay, and I wanted to let you know that this is still available, or I have made it available again. It was originally available last year for $20. You got all the instructions for 4 cards. So as you go through, there's listings of all the products that are used, all the measurements, both metric and imperial, going through for all the different projects. So they're listed. There is a video link so that you can click on that and be taken to the video step-by-step tutorials. So I have made these available again. I mean, this is content that I've had for a long time. Some of you may have got this last year by placing an order with me, but now I've made them available for sale. So there's also a resources, some resources pages at the back of other videos that are not part of the class, but other videos that feature other white ink techniques. And because there are just so many, it's just, yeah, there's no way I could, like for example, here this is applying white ink to an embossing folder. So you're actually picking up the design. This is what we call, oh, I've just gone blank. What is it called? I've forgotten what it's called, but I'll come back to that. This one is 3D masking with white ink. This is whitewashing. That's what this is. Well, one is whitewashing, the one here on the embossed one, and the other one is white ink applied with a blender pen. Okay, so there's all different ways, 4 different ways here of using white ink, and we didn't even cover really. I mean, there's a little bit of embossing in this one as well, so that also is talked about. But when I come to the end, I've got like the whitewashing technique, I've got chalkboard effects, I've got creating mist with white ink, like doing a misty background, emboss resist, white embossing on acetate. There's a whole bunch of different things. That's not all. There's lots and lots of them. So I wanted to tell you about these, okay, because if you would like to do this and you would like more information about more techniques, it's available on my website. Now, I'll put the website up on the screen now so you know where to go. So this is it, lhiggins.blogspot.com, okay? If you go up to the top of the page, you'll see that there is a banner piece at the top that says tutorials for sale. And when you go in there, this is one of the ones you can purchase, and it's the white ink online class. Okay, so if you're interested in that, it's a really great class, and it's something that I've made available again because, yeah, there was just so many white ink techniques that I couldn't put them all into a class. So it's full of resources as well. Okay, so I hope that's useful to somebody. If you're after more white ink techniques, then that class is for you. Okay, so the old style ink pads were great, but with the white ink they did leak. Unfortunately, Nicole, we had a lot of leaking with these ones as well. And the vanilla, we used to have white and vanilla in the old style pads. We never had the vanilla in the new style pads, but the vanilla leaked so badly they did away with it altogether. And then the white, they decided it was too important. We needed to keep it, but it needed to be handled differently. So now the re-inker comes separately. Hey there, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to be using this one tonight. I'm going to do a really simple technique, and I'm going to use a new set. And I haven't even used it before, so I haven't decided for sure which color I want to go with, but we'll see. So I'm going to use this one. It's called the Sea Turtle, as you might imagine. It has a lovely big sea turtle. It's quite a bit bigger than I was expecting. I think I was expecting it to be more the size that it is on the front, but it's not. It's actually quite large. It's and he's beautiful, the sea turtle. I'm a big fan of turtles. There is a small turtle as well, but this is the big one. Actually, I might use both on this particular one. So let me grab out a block that's big enough. I'm probably going to need my E block. So let's try that, and then I'll get a smaller one. Probably let's try C. He should be big enough for the little guy. And we might even use a starfish. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we want to do. Let's start with these guys, and we'll see where we go after that. I was going to go with a different color, and I am going to use a matte because we're using photopolymer stamps, so we need a bit more cushion underneath our work. And I'm actually going to, now, there's two ways of doing this, and you get a slightly different effect depending on which one you do. I like to stamp my darker color first and then the white over the top, but you can do it the other way. You can go with the white on the bottom and then do the darker color over the top. But we'll do it with the darker color first. And I'm going to use the same color, Bermuda Bay, which is the same as the Bermuda Bay cardstock. Okay. So yeah, it's a nice set. I just got it, and when it reminds me of Hawaii. When we were in Hawaii, I so badly was hoping to see turtles, and I remember we went for a drive. We got a hire car and went for a drive around the North Shore up on the top of Oahu, and we're driving by a beach, and even from the road, I could see all the turtles on the beach. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's turtles, and we had to stop, of course, and I had to go and see them for myself. But yeah, they were pretty special. I loved them. All right, so I've got my turtle on here. All right, and then I'm going to get my smaller turtle. I think we will do a couple of these guys. I don't know about the starfish, but we'll definitely do these two turtles. Let's start with these two. Oh, maybe a little guy over here. All right, so aren't they nice? Isn't this a beautiful stamp? I love it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This is one of the stamps I'm planning to feature in my craft along tutorials this month. So for anyone who's going to watch those, if you're getting the extra tutorials that I have available, or if you placed an order last month, you're going to get them for free. Then this will be one of the stamp sets that I'm featuring in that class. So lots of stuff going on, isn't there? Almost too much at the moment. All right, whoops, I took that off. I didn't mean to take it off, just meant to clean them. And I meant to clean this one and put it back, leave it on the block, but never mind. All right, so now that we've done these little guys, I now want to ink it up. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to ink it up with the white ink, okay? The question that Cheryl asked the other week was about the ink refill. How much of the refill do you put in? And it looked like there's no exact answer, but I personally think that about half is, which is hard to see because you can't actually see through the bottle, but it can sort of a reasonable amount. So you're going to be going until the top is damp, but not super wet. All right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to position this straight over the top of what I did before. Okay, try and line it up as best I can, and I'm going to move it slightly to the side because I actually want it to be slightly offset. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to push that down, give it a really good, and what should have happened, and it did, is that it now looks like it's 3D. Can you see how we look? Because what happens is when you put the white ink over the top, you have the original, but if we move it a little bit, you've got the original color underneath, which is the shadow, the white ink on top, okay, and then there's a third color made where the two colors mix, okay, and that creates kind of a 3D look. Can you see how that works? It's kind of fun. It works best with a slightly solid stamp, which this one is. So I'm going to try and line this up again. If I bring my head in, I apologize. I kind of need to get right over the top of it. And I need to get it right where I think it's perfect and then move it ever so slightly. Oh, what have I seen? What have I missed? Remove the banner. I'm so sorry. Oh dear. I'm not very good at remembering that, am I? Thanks, guys. Thanks for your patience with me. All right, so now I'm going to try and ink this up again. Now, if you feel like the white's not white enough, okay, you would like it to be whiter, then you may want to add some more ink to it. And every now and then I do that, and I'll show you in a second how I do that. So we're going to... If you go over this exactly, so if you actually line it up so it's exact, the white actually covers the bottom and you don't actually see the, then you lose the design altogether. So I don't know if you can see that this is looking a little bit 3D now. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. I am so sorry, guys. I'm not very good at remembering to take the banners down. You just have to keep reminding me until I finally look at the comments and get it right. Sorry about that. The set is really nice, Jean. I'm glad it's on your wish list. I think it's lovely. So, so nice. Now I'm just going to go back and see if I've missed something. What did I miss? All right. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things we can do with this. I'm going to, I mean, you can actually emboss this if you wanted to, but if you were going to emboss the whites to make it really white, which actually looks quite nice, you would want to do the bottom layer, so stamp your first color, then use your embossing buddy so that it actually removes any stickiness at all that may have created, and then stamp your white and emboss it. Okay, and then you won't have the problem where the embossing powder sticks to everything. It'll just stick to the white bit. So that's something else you can try as well. All right, let me grab this. I want to try, I like these bubbles. I think the bubbles are really nice. I'm going to see what they look like. Have I missed any comments? I'm so sorry if I have. Yes, the white ink is great for heat embossing because it's sticky. The same as Versamark is sticky. Any pigment ink is great. You can use absolutely any pigment ink at all for embossing. And white ink is pigment. So I'm going to grab my block here. And so this is going to be a pretty simple card. We're not doing too much at all in the way of layers and that kind of stuff. Although I will add, whoops, I just stuck my fingers in the white ink. Look at that. Never mind. It comes off easy enough. All right, so let's see. Which way would I like this to go? Kind of across the top here, maybe? And a little bit here at the bottom. It's a really nice set. Anyone else spied this set and thought to themselves, ooh, that's nice? So I didn't finish my Hawaii story. We went to the beach, and there was a lady on the beach with a she was recording the information about the turtles. She worked with the turtle conservation people, and then what they did was they tagged them, and each year the turtles go off and they come back, and then they they keep a track of the tagged turtles. And she was so excited when I went up to a turtle. You're not allowed to touch the turtles. This is something you might not know. If you go to Hawaii, don't try and touch the turtles because it's a $10,000 fine if you do that. And that's not very nice. So I didn't want that to be me. So I didn't touch the turtle, but I was very interested in the turtles, and I looked at the turtles. You know what I'm just thinking? I'm going to add something that I didn't think of until just this moment. I've got some little fishies here. These are really cute, these fishies. And I'm going to use my white ink, and we're going to emboss with that. So we're doing a couple of techniques here. You could make waves with this very easily. It's really nice. She was excited about the turtles because it turned out that the turtles that we were looking at, and I just realised I probably need to use my embossing buddy, and I should have used my embossing buddy in front of that as well, but that's all right. I'm just going to... the other thing about white ink is it takes a while for it to dry, so you do need to be a bit careful. But if I wanted to put some more fishies up the top, just say, I would go over this with my embossing buddy to make sure that there's no, it's not going to pick up any of that original stamp. The embossing buddy is great for that. Here we go. All right, so I've got 3 little lots of fishies in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my embossing tool and I'm going to use some white embossing powder. Just liberally throw it around. And then I'm going to pick this up. Actually, I won't use my tweezers yet. I'm going to tap that off. I'm going to put a greeting in here too, so we might lose some of these, might lose some of the fishies, but that's okay. And some of the fishies are a little bit indistinct. Because my pad is a little bit dry, it didn't actually pick up some of the powder, but actually I'm okay with that because I think it looks like it's in the water and that's all right. But if you want it to be really clear, you do need to make sure that your white pad is nice and juicy. You do need a juicy pad for embossing. I think I said that twice now. All right. So let's put that back in the container. And I'm going to turn on my heat tool and we're going to heat emboss. Is At the Pond a gift for having a party? Which one is At the Pond? I don't know which one that is, Margaret. I'm sorry. I'm just going to do these guys. Actually, just before I do that, I've got a bit of... hang on a second, just get my brush and quickly... I've got a bit of embossing powder where I didn't want it, so just use my brush to get rid of that. Better. Right. I've misplaced my Stampin' Up brush. It's in here somewhere. I'm cleaning up this week because I have a launch, an actual physical launch where people are going to come. And I need this place to be tidy. So it's about time. So I'm not worried that some of the fishies are a little indistinct. But if my pad had been wetter, that would not have happened. So I see that we're talking... I can't believe you haven't ordered anything from the new catalogue. You've been too busy, Bronwyn. That's crazy. Not surprised at all. I'd be surprised if you had time to order from the new catalogue. Moving house will do that to you, right? All right, so I'm kind of getting to where I want to be with this. Now, you might notice in the Sea Turtle set, there are no words, okay? So I would need to find words in another set, and I'm just deciding which ones to use. This is the stamp set we're about to use, but none of those sentiments, I mean, there's a happy birthday there, but none of those sentiments are quite what I want to say. But that's going to be on the next card we're about to do, so stick around for that. For those of you who ordered last month, we have Craft Along coming up next week, and even if you didn't order last month, you can still watch, and I'll give you all the details if you want to craft along with your own supplies. But if you want to get a supply pack, that's how that will work. Let me have a little look. We've got this beautiful set called Friends Are Like Seashells, and that kind of, I mean, nothing in there is particularly, apart from the one that says friends are like seashells, you collect them along the way. But I don't actually have any shells on this, so I'll love you to the beach and back. That might work. Maybe. Almost. So that's a possibility. And in Paradise Palms, we have a set that says, wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. That would work. What do we think? On page 90. Let me have a little look, Margaret. I'm going through. Page 90. At the pond. Yes, you are right. This one is a host set. Okay. Mind you, this is actually for anyone who orders more than $250 in Australia. You then classify as being able to earn these. So if you have an order that's $250 or more, this is one of the sets you can get. But you can actually order anything from the catalogue. It doesn't have to be this set, but the only time you can get the At the Pond set is when you're hosting. But you don't have to get it if it doesn't float your boat. There's also a Flowers and More designer series paper set here that is only available for people who either host a party or place an order over $250. Yes, it's correct, Margaret. It's the 28th of January, so not next weekend, but the one after. So that is correct. All right, so the other thing that's available, if anyone's putting an order in that's really, really big, and I've had a couple of people do this, if your order is over 500, you also get a really nice set called, I think it's Scenic Gardens. Let me check. Yeah, that's correct. It's this one. It's called Scenic Garden. And it's really pretty. It looks really nice, watercoloured. I haven't played with it yet. It only just arrived yesterday for me. So I'm looking forward to using it. It's got little, the little garden path and a gate at the end and a lovely little seat. It's very serene. So that one doesn't have sentiments though. I'm having a little look. All right, so I'm leaning towards this wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. That will kind of work with what we have. Or hope you find a little paradise wherever that you may be. Well, that kind of looks like paradise to me. What do you think? Let me see. How big is that? That might look good in a circle. Let's see. And we also have, I did see I have a leftovers from another. I also have this piece. This is from the Something Fancy dies. This could also go across here if we wanted it to, and that would fit quite nicely on that. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. So this one's left over from another project. I frequently, if I have something left over from another project, I will, I'll pop it aside so that I can, pick it up later and use it on something else. So I noticed that was sitting there. Wasn't my intention, but hey, it works. You could puff paint the foliage. That would look really nice on that Scenic Garden set. You are right. Mind you, puff paint, I think that went. That's retired now. But I'm sure a lot of you still have it. Here we go. Hope we find a little paradise wherever we may be. And I think I'm going to put this right about there. I could put another piece under it, like a vellum piece or something like that. But I'm just going to leave it like this for this particular go. Some dimensionals. I just ordered a ton more dimensionals because I realized I got down to the very last of my dimensional pack. All right, so let's pop that right about here. So those fishies are kind of just going up behind there. What do we think? Do we like that? It's going to need bling. Definitely going to need bling. All right. Now I'm going to put this on a piece of white, basic white thick. So let's pop that over there. Now I'll use my bone folder. Now I think it was Donna that was asking the other day about whether or not I could show a sneak peek of the craft along diorama. I have been working on that this weekend, and I could in fact show you the craft along diorama, but I'm going to save it as a surprise for the craft along. But I can tell you that we're using the Greatest Journey set, the one with all the lovely mountains, and that's really nice. So used that the other night, and I was really, really happy with it. We used it on Friday night, and I posted a card with that today. Yeah, Looks really good. Have I missed any other comments? Paradise sounds okay. Yep, that's the one we got. And we do need some bling because it's a little, it needs something, right? Okay, so we can go iridescent rhinestones because we know those things always work. I've also got, I could also do some sea glass. Yeah, I could do some sea glass. That might look rather nice. It's not shiny though, it's matte. If you want shiny, then we would need to go iridescent rhinestones or iridescent pearls. We could do those. I'm just looking to see what else we have. Some iridescent pearls. I also have these glossy dots. The glossy dots are nice, and we've got those in Pool Party, which would go really nicely with this. Those might be the answer. I think those look really good. Oh, you like the sea glass? Jodie's saying sea glass. Hi, Wendy. Nice to see you. Louise, you know Jean? All right, so the sea glass has been voted for before I even got to those. So sea glass it is. And I'm wondering whether to do the 3 colors because there's like some that are, they're kind of a greeny blue. And then some are more yellow and some are white. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do all of them. So I'm thinking maybe a couple of these little guys down here. Oh, this one needs, I need to be using my take your pick tool. I'm going to use the pokey end. And then maybe a white one. I'm doing little groups of them because I think they look nice. And then we might do some white and a little of the bluey green colour up near the top here. They're not shiny though, so they're not really bling. I would call them embellishments, but not really bling. Oh, looks like Louise is saying hello to lots of people and lots of people saying hi to Louise. Hi. The glossy dots would have looked good too. Yep. But anyway, I'm deciding whether I need anything else on this. Possibly some twine would finish this off. And we could do white or we could do black. We don't have any black anywhere else, but we could do black. What do you guys think? The black would be a little more dramatic. Or white, I think. I also have, oh, I just had a thought. I think I also have some of the Parakeet Party, which is totally a different colour, I know. But let me see if I have any of that. I'm going through. That's the wrong colour. That's the Tahitian Tide. And I've got the Sweet Sorbet, which is definitely the wrong colour. White, white, white. Black, says Nairi. We've got a few. The turtle is not embossed. The turtle is actually stamped in the Bermuda Bay and then stamped over the top in the white to create a 3D effect. Does that make sense? So I've done, it's like it's a white ink technique, but it's where you actually create a 3D look by, or sometimes it's called shadow stamping. So yeah, there's a few options. But anyway, the black wrapped on the tag. Yeah, possibly. Who was first? Nairi was first with black. So that's where we have to go, I guess. Let me grab the end. Let's see what we can do here. Wrapped around the tag. You think around here, Jean? We could do that. Let's see. I don't know if this will work or not, but hey, It might be easy. It would have been easier before I stuck the label down. That would have been much, much easier. I am going to try. And I think I might just tie it off and we'll see what that looks like. I could just tighten a knot, or I could tighten a little bow. Let's see what the little bow looks like. Alright, I don't know. I think maybe the bow's too much. I think a knot would be better. And I'm just going to give that a whirl. We can always come back and play with this. I can come back and fix it up later if I'm not completely happy, which I haven't decided whether I like the black around here or not, but it's worth a try. Something different. And let's grab the ribbon scissors to cut that. You like it? Good, thank you. And then if I was going to leave it like that, I would actually pull these edges out, these ends out a little bit, so it would kind of look a little bit wispy. And pull the ends out. Anyway, kind of gives you an idea of what I'm trying to achieve there. There we go. Is that nice? Do we like that? I like the way the turtle looks. He does look 3D to me. He's kind of jumping off the page. If my ink pad had been a little wetter, it would have been even more striking, I think. So there we go. Let's move that out of the way. I did say I would show you how to re-ink. Let me find my white ink. Okay, so this is a Whisper White ink refill. And if I need to re-ink, there's a couple of ways of doing this, but this is different to your other ink pads. Okay, so when you want to just move all these things out of the way, I'm getting myself in a mess like I normally do. When you want to re-ink, okay, obviously you need to open it up. And you can do what we do with the others, which is to dot the ink, but you'll notice it comes out. It is not runny like a normal. This ink is like it's thick. Okay, so you can either dot it along, which is my preferred way of doing most re-inking, or you can dribble it kind of over and go all the way down. But no matter which method you use, once it's on there, it's just going to sit on the top. Okay. I'm kind of going over it a couple of times. I know this needs re-inking anyway, so now let me see. I should have, over here on my desk, I should have a spoon. Here it is. All right, so I keep a spoon on my desk all the time for this exact purpose, because once I've got it on there, I'm going to massage it into the pad. All right, and I'm just going to keep on circling around until the ink, can you see how it's no longer sitting on the top there like it was? It's massaging into the pad. And just keep going around and around in circles, firm circles. And you do this also if you were inking it up for the first time, you would do the same thing. And we're just going to push it all in. And then once it's sort of looking flat like that, it's ready to go again. And I will show you, because I've got another piece here, and we've still got this little guy inked up. Remember before, we know how inky it was before. And just now that I've re-inked it, I'll show you the difference. Oh, I should have a mat underneath there. It will be darker than it was before, or more solid, I should say. So I give it a good old push. Make sure you're getting the ink transferred over to the paper, and then off it comes. And hopefully you can see it is darker than it was previously. And if it's still not dark enough, you could go ahead and do it again. You could re-ink it as many times as you like, testing it in between each time and see until you get the desired level. But this is enough for embossing, okay? If you're worried about how much do you need for embossing, it's fine, absolutely fine. Let me just pull my powder over, and I'm going to tip that off. All right, it's looking good. And I've got a little bit here. I would just grab my brush normally and pop that, get rid of any extra bits. Looking pretty good though. Let's pop that back into the tub. And here we go. Ah, I remember the Brilliance pads. That's many years ago, but yes, I remember those. Okay. A message in a bottle. You think of that. All right. So now that I've got that ready to go, I can emboss. So give me a second. Here we go. And you'll see it stands out quite stark white against the paper. I think white ink with white embossing powder gives you a whiter effect than Versamark and white embossing powder. I do like this turtle very much. He's lovely. I don't think I finished telling my story. Even after all of that, I think the end of the story, gosh, I'm scatterbrained at the moment. The end of the story was that she was so excited, this lady on the beach, because the turtle that we were looking at did not have a tag. Okay, this is a brand new turtle that had been born somewhere else out in the ocean and had come back to the beach, had followed the other turtles who had been bred at that beach, had followed the other turtles home. And she was so excited because it was a brand new turtle, and that meant that there was about to be more brand new turtles. It was hopefully the first of many, so she was very excited. So how do we like this? I think this is really pretty. Really, really like it. I'm going to do something with that later, but there you go. There's your beautiful white, shiny, embossed turtle. Isn't he lovely? Have a play with that. There we go. He is a cool looking turtle. Really, really nice. Really nice. All faux batik, yes. So many nice techniques. All right. So like I was saying before, if you want more techniques, I do have a tutorial up on my website, which is lhiggins.blogspot. I'm going to put it up again, and then I'm going to get rid of it. I promise I will. There it is, lhiggins.blogspot.com. Go there up the top where it says tutorials for sale. You can go through all the different tutorials, but the one I'm mostly talking about tonight is white ink techniques. Okay, it's only $15. It gets you 4 beautiful projects, step-by-step instructions, all the dimensions and measurements, and other resources to help you in your white ink journey. So there you go. Taking it down. Look at that. Aren't I good? All right, let's make another card. I know, very exciting. She was so excited because obviously this is what she does. I think she was maybe retired, and that was her main interest, was helping with the turtles. And to find that when it's something that she's involved in every day was super, super exciting for her. And I felt, buoyed along by her excitement. That was pretty cool. I'm just going to clean up these stamps before I start on the next project. So if you're wondering about cleaning white ink, you can just use your normal Stampin' Scrub or your chamois, whatever it is you normally use. The white ink will come off the stamps just fine. So you don't ever have to worry that you can't clean the white ink off your stamps. As you can see, they come up like new. Looks like it's never been used, which is great. All right, so it cleans really, really easily. The only thing is, if you've used a lot of white ink, you may find that your pad here goes white. I would just give it a clean. Next time you're cleaning it, make sure you wash all that white out. But yeah, easy to clean. All right, let's get rid of a couple of these bits and pieces. Does anyone have any questions about that? Are there dies for that set? No, Megan. It's a standalone set. I think it's $37. I did look at it the other day and think, let me quickly grab it. It's on, I have a feeling maybe it's on page 37. Maybe I've given you the wrong details. Or maybe it's both. Oh, no, 37 is covered in sunshine. We did that the other day, didn't we? Here it is. It's on page 29. It does not have dies. It is a standalone set. But like I said, this is going to feature in my diorama class, this set. I really liked it as soon as I saw it. Oh, that's good, Wendy. I'm so glad. Oh, thank you very much. That's lovely. It makes me really happy when I know people are using the techniques that I've been able to teach them and using them to show more people and spread that love around. It's pretty cool. Love that. All right, so let's put these back in the set. Where's Mr. Turtle? Here he is. And the other thing I like to do is, and you probably already know this, but for anyone who doesn't know, the stamps, the photo polymer stamps come on these plasticky bits, but once you've used them, you can put them now with the newer sets, you just put them straight into the case, okay? It just helps rather than having little bits of plastic flipping around inside there. It's, once I've used one, I just pop it straight back into here. I like the little, can you see the little, look at him, how cute, oh, hang on, where is it? There it is. How cute that starfish is. Isn't he nice? Love him. I can't wait to use him too. Oh, you're very welcome, Donna. That's fantastic. I'm really glad you like them. So I hope that answers some questions tonight. If you have any further questions, reach out. Happy to help. Or, you know, send me a message, or, you know, go check out the white ink class, because you'll learn everything you need to know in that class. I really enjoyed running it, and it was quite popular at the time. But I thought, well, you know, it's content that I've got. It's just sitting there, not being used. I might as well put it out there again and see if anyone's still interested in it. So there you go. That's what I've done. Okay, so I did tell you that we're going to use another set. Now, this one does have dies. It is a bundle, and it is on page, up near the back. I think it's like 58 or something. Let me find it. No, can't find it now. It's called On the Ocean. So I'm just going to look it up. I'm just going to look it up in here. On the Ocean, it's on page 70. I knew it was up towards the back. Here it is. All right. And it's super cute. It does not have a matching paper. But guess what? We have some beautiful paper in here. And we have one called By the Bay that I think works really well with this On the Ocean set. Okay, By the Bay obviously is an oceany, watery kind of a set, and it goes really nicely with this. This is a specialty paper. It's 6x6 paper. Okay, so I'll show you where that is. That's right up the front here. It's called By the Bay. Look at this. You can see it here, and it tells me the colours that are in it. Petal Pink, Coastal Cabana, Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, Gold, and Pearl. Okay, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's 6x6 paper. Here it is. So one side has what they call the pearl. Can you see kind of like the iridescent shimmer to that? Really, really pretty. And then the other side is more plain, but still nice. Okay, there are 4 sheets of each, 12 different designs, so 48 sheets in total. Really, really lovely paper. Really nice. Look, this one has the iridescent pearly bits on it as well. Okay, and on the back, there's just kind of like a dry brushed watercolor look. Some gold there. Some beautiful, I use this on this is actually one of the papers I used in one of the diorama cards as well in the class for the craft along in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I just love this paper. I think I'm going to use this one as well. So pretty. On the back you've got little crabs and mussels and birdies, scallops. Isn't it nice? This one is one of my favorites. I love all the fishies kind of looking like they're going down in a swirl. I just think that's absolutely beautiful, and it's gold. How nice. I could add a white ink playlist to my YouTube channel. I might have done that. I do have a tutorials playlist. That's a really good question. Let me see. Playlist. Let's see if I've got one for that. Yeah, I do. I have a white ink techniques, and there's 16 different videos in there. Videos I've done with white ink. So there is a white ink techniques playlist, Jean. So and I talk about some of those in my class. So there you go. Thanks for asking. I thought I might have. I know it would have gone well with the Viking stamp set, wouldn't it? Really well. I really like it. Anyway, so then on the back we've got some like dry brushing again. It's so nice. This one has the gold swirls with the crabs and the mussels and pearls and things. This one has like wood. Like this reminds me of that sand and what's it? I've forgotten that. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. Sand and seaweed or something like that. A little shop that we have at the local shopping centre that has all those like beachy things. I really like this one. It's got the iridescent stripes in it. Can you see them? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. And this one is really nice. I did this a few weeks ago. You might remember we used the yacht builder punch and put the yacht on the water, and that looked really nice. There's more of that there. More mussels, and on the back we've got some swirly, iridescent swirly bits. We have this iridescent little fan kind of shapes. I don't know, what do you call those? Are they shells or fans? I don't know. Really pretty. And then on the back we have this gorgeous, this reminds me of, remember the On the Horizon paper that was really, really hugely successful last year? This reminds me of that. It's very, very beautiful. Yeah. And then this one here. More swirls or swishes and more shells on the back. And we have Sahara, is it? Yeah, Sahara sand, I think. Oh, it does say on the back of the little blurby thing that comes with the paper. I'm not sure what I've done with that, but anyway. And then we've got this one, and that one I've already showed you, and that leaves us with this one. I'm going to use this one tonight. All right, so I just wanted to show you how beautiful this paper is. It's a specialty paper, which means it's $27 for 48 sheets, 6x6. Absolutely stunning, just beautiful. I don't even have, personally, I haven't bought the rest of the set yet. I may. I like these little flat pearls. I think they're lovely, but I haven't got the rest of it yet. So far, I've just bought the paper because I just had to have that. I like what they did over here. See, they've got the like the waves paper that I just showed you, and they actually cut that along, hand cut it with scissors, and that looks really cute. All right, but let's go back to our On the Ocean set on page 70. If you're playing along, that's the page that you'll find it. Okay, they've got some really nice samples, and they've had a bit of fun with different bits and pieces, but I love the dies. Okay, these dies are stunning. Oh, I think I put them away. That's okay. I'll grab the stamp set and grab the dies as well. All right, so give me a second. On the Ocean, there they are. So the other thing you might notice is that Stampin' Up has started doing the same name of the stamp set and the same name of the dies. Thank goodness, so much easier. So this is the On the Ocean bundle, which features the On the Ocean dies and the On the Ocean stamp set. And some of our stamp sets, you can get them in either cling or photopolymer. This one only comes in cling. Okay, so it's a rubber set. Okay, love, love, love it. All right. So one of the things I loved about the dies, okay, is that they have some really nice waves that you can get. They also have shapes of, sorry, I think my husband left his lunch behind, and yep, they're just talking about that at the moment. My son's on the phone to him. All right, so this one here cuts out this kind of, let me show you because it's really difficult to explain. The bit that you get when you cut this out, the bit that's left over looks like this, and I really like it. It's a little bit whimsical. Isn't it nice? And I thought I would use that tonight because it's so fun. But it also, if you are cutting with this, let me do, oh no, don't want that one. Let me grab a piece of Night of Navy, I think. Night of Navy? Probably. All right, so I'm going to cut this down so it's going to fit through my mini cut and emboss machine. And of course, we do have our blue mini cut and emboss machine. If you want a blue one, you're going to have to reach out and talk to me because you can only get a blue mini cut and emboss machine if you join as a demonstrator right now. It's part of our joining deal that we've got going on until the end of February. Fantastic deal. Really, really good. Basically, you can just pay the regular kit price and get $169, and you'll get $315 worth of products of your choice, which is absolutely fantastic. Or you can pay a little bit more, pay $210, and if you pay $210, you get to choose the $315 worth of product, plus you get a cut and emboss machine, a little mini one like this, and you can choose whether you want the white one or the blue one. And I think that's a fantastic deal. If you are looking for the best way to maximize your value with Stampin' Up and get the absolute most you can, then this is definitely what you want to do. Okay, it is almost too good to be true. It's such a great deal. And then after that, you get 20% discount ongoing as long as you're a demonstrator. So, or minimum 20%. You might get more. So I'm just going to run this through because I want to show you what it cuts. Yes, it could be mermaid scales. You're right, Nicole. Could be. I know. Aren't these awesome? I know. Love them. Right, so I've just cut this piece out. Right. So this is what I want to show you. What you get. First of all, you get the piece that it cuts out. That's really cute as well. Okay. Then you get the piece that it leaves behind. Which is this piece here, which is this same as this one. This piece here, which is, like I said, kind of whimsical. This one looks almost normal. This one's more whimsical. And this is the bit that it cuts out in between. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So you can really have some fun with this and make layers. So you could cut one in white, one in blue, like maybe balmy blue, and then one in navy blue, and then layer them on top of each other. Or I think this one here would look really nice adhered to some vellum. That would be really cool. Don't you think that'd be a nice idea? So many cool things you can do with it. Love this die. I think that's fantastic. And then there's another, just one that just does some really nice waves. So let's run that one through as well, just because we can. I know we're running out of time tonight. I was very, very long-winded on Friday night. I felt like I went way too long, and I don't know how you guys feel about that. No one complains. You're all very polite, but I'm very mindful of the time, and I don't like to go so far past the time that you guys feel like you've got other things to do and you need to zip off. Is this the other long one that we're talking about? The one I'm using right now? No, I think it's probably one of the best joining specials we've ever had, Nicole. I agree with you. You said that they've never had a joining special like this one. No, I think it's fantastic. And the fact that they've given people options. See, there's another one, isn't it? And you could also use this one. We could chop that off and use that one as well. So you've got lots and lots of options of different shapes of waves that you can layer on top of each other and create a really fun, seam with. I think they're fantastic. And then as well as that, you've also got a big cloud here. We've got the bottom of the boat. We've got the top, and we can do sails. So what I was thinking I would like to do at some point, I'm not doing it tonight, but creating the boat probably in, a brownie color, like maybe soft suede or even crumb cake, and then doing this piece here in probably a dark blue, and then this piece here which will go over the top in vellum, and so this would be like the sails billowing out. So I thought that would look really nice. Then these guys here match some of the stamps, so you can see we've got these two here that match the little what do you call this thing? Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why am I forgetting my words tonight? Whatever, the wheel of the boat, whatever it is. It's a steering wheel, but that's not what you call it. You call it something else. I guess I haven't watched enough pirate movies. But there's also a little skull and crossbones if you wanted to stick that on the top of your boat as well. And there's a skull and crossbones, a bigger one here in the dies. And there's also a little flag, so you can do the little skull and crossbones and then put it on the flag if you want to, which is really, really cute. Isn't that cute? I know, lots and lots of masculine cards. If you're looking for masculine card ideas, I think this is a fantastic set. But do you want to know? I love this one too. Love this. I used it on a card yesterday. Who's ironing? I don't believe in ironing. Oh, you know what? This is a cute little machine. It is the Stampin' Up! Exclusive one. You can't buy these elsewhere. This is a Stampin' Up! Product. I love it. So great. The only thing you have to be mindful of is that your dies have to be 9 centimeters or less. And 9 centimeters, for anyone who needs to know, is 3.5 inches. Okay, anything wider than 3.5 inches won't go through. So there are like narrower embossing folders that work with this, for example. Yeah, so there you go. That's the dies. Aren't they fun? So I am going to use them again a little bit, but in the meantime, let's make a card, and it's pretty quick and simple, really. All right, I'm going to use this piece here as my base. I'm going to come in here with my watery wavy paper. I'm deciding which way I want this to go. It's going to be, so my card front is 10 centimeters wide by 14.3 long. So this is going to be 0.5 centimeter smaller. So it's going to be 9.5 centimeters wide by 13.8. All right, so that's how that's going to go. And it's going to end up on here. Now, I would like to have some of these because I think they're rather cute. I want these waves here at the bottom. I really like them. And I'm going to stick this down first. That's funny, Rose. Really? He didn't know what an iron was. I'm sure you were able to teach him. All right. All right, so this is going to go down here, and I need it to be the same width as this. So I need this to be 9.5 as well. So let's see. I might lose a couple of waves when I cut this down, that's all. So that's okay though. So let's see, do I want to do this? This will be 9.5 as well. And I want this to just go just going to trim that. So I did a bit of a dodgy on that corner there. There we go, that's better. I just messed up the edge when I trimmed that. Okay. Right, so this is going to go behind here, just like this. Now, if I want to, I can also put a second one, like a second layer. I'm tempted to. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on dimensionals. I'm going to throw a couple of these, and I'm going to do 3 dimensionals kind of along the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. Well, that's true, I guess, Donna. Right, so that's sort of, it means that I can still tuck something down behind it. Okay, that's why I've done that. Now this little guy here, if I'm going to put him, goes this way, I'm going to put him about here, then I need to put a little bit of Tombow behind here. So I've got to work out where the edges are, but I'm not putting very much Tombow on because it's really light and you don't need much to hold it. So just a few little dots here of Tombow. I think that might be enough, but if it's, I'll just go a little bit extra just in case. So I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to put it just down behind here. I'm going to kind of push it down with my fingers to give it a little bit of stick. And then I'm going to turn over the edges and I'm going to trim it off here. Right, so now I've got, I have got some white cardstock. Actually, that one might be too narrow. Let me find another piece that is a bit wider because it needs to fit my boat on it. Maybe it will fit. Will it fit? It will, you know. Look at that. Right, so I'm going to pop this down. And now for this, I don't want my boat to be all one colour. I want it to be a couple of different colours. So I'm actually going to use my markers for this. Now I'm not using blends. I'm using, I'm wondering if crumb cake would be better, actually. I might do crumb cake and soft suede. Crumb cake. All right, so this is our Stampin' Up markers. They work really, really well on rubber. Not as great on photopolymer, but on rubber they work really well. And that's another reason why I like the rubber stamps, because photopolymer does not take these as well. Right, so I'm going to do my, it does look a bit Viking. If I gave it red and white striped sails, it could be a Viking colour, couldn't it? So a little bit of darkness to it there. Now, I think for the sails, I did see I had a, I did a card of this earlier today. I used, and my seat is really squeaky, and I'm apologising you for that because it keeps squeaking every time I turned around on it, and it's driving me crazy. Sorry about that, guys. So I had my balmy blue, because I used it on my other card that I made. I had the balmy blue marker out, and I think I may have misplaced that as well. And it'll be here on my desk underneath a pile of things, because that's how it works. But if I can't find it in the moment, then we're just going to pick a different color. That's okay. All right, what else have we got? We've got the balmy blue. Would have looked good. I could use balmy blue from an ink pad and then add some color to it after that. We could do that. All right, let me do this. I'm just going to use it on the top. So this is not ideal. Obviously, it would be better to be using a marker, because you can put the marker exactly where you want it, but that's okay. I'm going to go back in now with my soft suede or crumb cake, doesn't really matter really. Right. Now, because it's a while since we did some of this, I'm going to huff on it and make sure that we get plenty of colour. So now we have our little coloured, we've got the blue up here. I do like the idea of adding vellum sails, but I'm not going to do it tonight in the interest of time, but another time, that would be really great. And I'm going to use my marker here and do the mast of my boat a darker colour. There we go. Looks better. All right, so now we have a die for this. So we're going to put this through. And we're going to pull our moving stuff out of the way. So I've got my two clear plates, and I'm now looking for my platform. Goodness me. Oh, there it is. Found it. Ta-da. What have I done now? Magic half, yes. I told Jean the other night she was going to have to stop watching me. Are you having the same problem, Donna? No, Nicole, is it? Yeah, it's a really, really nice set. I really, really like it. And I liked it straight away. But you know what I really love? I love the waves. I think the waves are fantastic. I'm just lining this up. And I'm going to pop this through. Oh, did that move? Yes, it moved slightly. I could use some washi tape to hold it down, but oh well, I'm too lazy. Washi tape or a post-it note are really good for laying things down. Oh, all the time, Jody. Seriously, I don't know how I manage to lose things as quickly as I do. I can't help myself. All right, so now we've got the boat, and I want the boat to go behind this first row, but in front of the second row. Does that make sense what I'm trying to do there? So I'm going to have him in here somewhere so that we can still see most of the boat, just so the bottom is hidden there. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to actually put it down flat because I want the waves to be over it. And we could give it a little bit of character and add a skull and crossbones if we wanted to, which would kind of look cute. And there we go, just like that. And then, of course, we need some greetings. Now, this set has some really nice greetings. I don't know if you've noticed. We can weather this together. You are a treasure. I'd be lost without you. Happy birthday. And hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. And I was thinking this card, because I used this one on the last card that I did, I was thinking this would be a really good greeting when it says hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. It could be a birthday greeting. It could also be like for a new year, or it could be for a new venture or something. So there's a whole bunch of things that this would work well for. I really like it. I think it's fun. So I'm actually going to use that one, I think. Let's pop that on a block. Hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. And I'm going to pop that on a block. And I'm going to add this to a piece of white. I still don't know what happened to the other piece of white that I had out earlier for this card, but never mind. I'm going to stamp this in navy because navy is our primary colour that we're using on the card. Oh, that's a really common thing, Brahman. Everyone does that. If you didn't do that, I think there would be something wrong with you, to be honest, because everyone does that. Hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. There you go. Oh, that I didn't tell you this. That is actually the stamp I'm the most excited about in here, the birds. And Jody knows this. I love, love, love birds. And as soon as I didn't even realize when I ordered the set that there was birds in it. And when I got the set, I went, oh, it's got birds. So exciting. So you can use birds on all kinds of things. We can, I may even just throw them on here because I can. I'm going to borrow a die from a different set. And it's the Fragrant Flowers dies, which I showed you the other night. This one here, this little banner, is really, really cool. It goes with lots of things, and I really like it. So I'm going to pop that here, and I'm going to move that to one side, and we're going to put this through our machine. Can you understand why I like this machine? It's so much lighter to bring in and out, especially when I'm doing videos, than my big cut and emboss machine. So the cut and emboss machine is awesome, the big one, and it's my workhorse, the one I use for all my classes. But when it comes to stuff like this, I would much rather be handling my mini machine because it's just easier to handle. So let's pop this one here. I'm going to actually put it to one side. You can see that there. Like that. And we'll put our top on. Just push it through. Oh, definitely, Nairi. It's super easy and such a good tool. So this is something I was saying to a friend or to a customer the other day. She was asking about prices and so forth, and I said to her, if I was, concerned about the prices of things and, where I was going to spend my money, I think you are better off investing in tools. Okay, tools are where you should put your money, because like the cut and emboss machine is a great tool, the Stamparatus is a great tool, a good trimmer, our trimmer is a great tool, so these sorts of things is where the money should go. You can pick up cheaper supplies like cardstock and things like that, even though, yes, Stampin' Up! Cardstock is awesome and really good quality. I think if you don't have a lot of money to spend, you're better to invest in tools, because tools are where it's at, really, and they make all the difference to how professional your cards look. So, I remember life before we had die cutting. I'm just cutting the end off that there, and I'm thinking we have some, just deciding which bling to use on this card. Also, I feel like it needs some sparkle down the bottom here, and I think I might have the answer for that. Let's see. I think I know which ones I want to use. I am absolutely besotted with the there's these, but they're more pool party, and these are more Pacific Point. But actually, those are gone. What am I pulling those out for? They're not even around anymore. No, the ones that I want to use are the new pastel gems, and I love them. And they're these. All right, those are fantastic because the gold would look really nice with this. The other ones that are really great are the solid faceted gems, and these have balmy blue, and look, these would look really nice. The dark blue, look at those. Aren't they great? So those are the solid faceted gems. These are the iridescent pastel gems. Both absolutely gorgeous. All wink down the bottom. That would look nice too, Margaret. Really nice. All are birds. Yes, we do need birds. So I can't help myself. We're going to have to add those. They're so nice. The On the Horizon birds were my previous favourite. Loved them. We still do have birds. We have birds in the Waves of the Ocean stamp set. So that's another one with waves. That's also really nice. I'm going to use my Night of Navy ink again. And I'm going to ink those up. Oh, they're so nice. And I'm just going to pop some here. So there's just a few birdies over there on that right hand side. You know what? We might even need a couple over here. Just some little guys. I still think a strip of bling would be good. We have the gold bling, which would look lovely, and that's in deciding whether I want the balmy blue or the, you know what, I'm thinking the balmy blue might be nice. What do you think? It does almost look like a ghost ship, doesn't it? You've been watching too much Pirates of the Caribbean. Sorry, Caribbean. And then a little one here, maybe. And then I'm thinking maybe a strip of gold down the bottom, the gold shimmer paper, which is beautiful. If you don't have this, it's well worth the investment. I've just ordered more. It's stunning. It comes in fresh freesia, soft succulent, and this gorgeous gold, and I love it. So beautiful. All right, so let's make this 9.5 as well, and I'm just going to do a tiny strip, so like less than ½ centimeter, just a tiny strip, and we'll make that 9.5. And then it's just going to go across the bottom like that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That is nice. It needs, that's what it needs. It needs a strip of bling. Let's pop that on there. Let's go. I think we're done. And I think I went over time again. I'm so sorry. Can't seem to stop myself using all these beautiful new products and I get carried away. What do we think? Do we like this? I'm going to cut myself some basic white. There is a movie called Ghost Ship. I don't think I've seen that though, but I've heard of it. Ah. Oh, you like those? So we did two kind of watery cards tonight, didn't we? So we did this one with the turtle, and then we did this one with the boat. On the Ocean is the name of the set. If you love it, if you're looking for good masculine cards, and if you love the waves, because I'm thinking waves and turtles might be my next project. That sounds like a really good combination. What do you think? Waves and turtles? We seem to have a beachy theme tonight. The other thing is, if you wanted to have any twine on this, I'd probably go for linen thread, because that you know, it's kind of that rustic kind of a look. So here we go. All right. If you have any questions about the joining special, or if you have any questions about anything else you've seen tonight, everything you've seen is available for purchase, and I would love to help you out if you're looking for a demonstrator. I'm in Australia. If you're not in Australia and you're looking for someone, get in touch anyway, and I'll put you in touch with someone in your market. And there we go. There's our two cards tonight. What do you think? We had some fun, right? But all sorts of bits and pieces, and I'm in a complete mess here, but oh well, I'm happy with that. I know, the Waves of the Ocean DSP is nice, and that would go nicely with these, especially with these dies. I think that's a really nice idea. Oh, look, you girls, it's been fantastic playing around with everyone here tonight. I'm so happy that you were able to join me. Don't forget, not next Saturday, but the following, the 28th, is Craft Along, and we're going to be doing diorama cards this month. If you stay tuned, if you want more information, because I'm going to be putting out a like a list of suppliers and all that sort of stuff. If you need that information, then I suggest you make sure you're on my newsletter list. So to become a newsletter list person, all you do is you go to the blog. I'm going to put the banner up again on the screen. Go to the blog, and there it is, lhiggins.blogspot.com. And if you're on a laptop or a computer, it's easier. You go up to the top. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see that there is a form to sign in. Put your email address in, and you will go on the newsletter list. I usually send newsletters out a couple of times a month. It updates you on whatever's going on, and I'll have all the details of Craft Along and all the other bits and pieces. And if you're after more whiting techniques, please go check out the blog, that address again on the screen, and hit the tutorials for sale button and see if there's something there that is what you're looking for. I hope to actually work with you guys as much as we can. Any questions, just reach out, and I will see you all next Friday night. I hope you have a fantastic week ahead, and all the very best. Thank you, guys. See you very soon. Bye-bye.